In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to replace the front screen on the Google Pixel 9a. I believe that this one just has a cracked glass on it, and I'm going to try my absolute best to get this off. But if it's anything like the Google Pixel 9, they are very difficult to remove these screens. So I'm going to use a suction cup stuck to the top because there's no cracks on that bit. And I'm just going to sort of start pulling upwards with the suction cup. I'm going to add some alcohol and see if we can get this thing moving without ripping it to pieces, really. I think the Pixel 9 that I did last time, like I say, ripping it to pieces, is probably an understatement. I'll start with the Dorco blade as well, just to see if we can get it moving a little bit. I think once these start moving, then it's not too bad from experience. So yeah, it is. It's literally the same adhesive as them Pixel 9, and it's so difficult to just get it started. But I know once it starts, it'll be easy. There we go. I managed to slip the blade just in there. So what I'm going to do now, I've got that. I'm going to try and avoid touching the OLED panel with it. And I'm going to start lifting. The bezels are fairly thick on this one. There we go. We got it moving, and I've not split the OLED. I'm happy now. I want to try and keep it. Now that we've got that moving, I've started right on the ear speaker, look. So there is like a little gap to get it started, and then I ended up using the thicker blade because look at the state of that. I've bent that Dorco blade trying to get it in. It just wouldn't have it. So I'm just going to be really careful. But like I say, as soon as you got it lifted a little bit, once you got a little bit compromised, it starts moving and it's good. Same where the joints, where the cracks are. I'll just use the blade a little bit to help me along. And I ain't got any lines or black spots yet. Google Pixel screens are always really fragile as well. So that's why I'm so being cautious, really. If the screen was like white lined or OLED damage, obviously it'd be a different story, and I would just probably rip it off. But because it's in good condition, an ideal world would be that we could recondition the screen. So that's the screen off. I think the moral of the story there is just really take your time. Let's take it over to the workbench. I'm going to leave the suction cup stuck on it so that we can sort of prop it up behind it, look, and then we will swap the screen out. So now we're onto the workbench. Like I say, I'm going to just prop it up like that. And then we've got one T2 screw just down here. Before you remove this, try and make sure that the phone's off. Obviously, we're going to remove that screw. I'm going to use some tweezers to remove this little shield here. And then we're going to use a plastic prying tool, the Spudger, black plastic stick, and we're just going to pop that little connector. And that's it. The screen is disconnected now. So we can just lift it away like that. And then this one, I'm gonna wrap that cable around there. I'm gonna pop a bit of tape on it, and I'm gonna keep this nice and safe because maybe we might try and recondition this one a little bit later on. Now, some people may say in the comments, well, why don't you do it now? We just don't have the facility to do that. I've got the customer, they're waiting outside. They're probably listening to me talking about it. And it's just not always practical to do that. So instead, we also, the other thing is we don't know if that's going to come in. We get a phone call and someone says, oh, can you fix my broken Google Pixel 9a screen? And we're like, yeah. But then it comes in and we're like, they say, can you do it in an hour? Yeah. But it relies on us having the service pack parts, which I will put a link for in the description below. We get these from our supplier, which is, of course, Mobile Centrics UK. The price on the part on this one comes in at about £100, and that includes the adhesive seal around the edge. As you know by now, I always buy the adhesive seals anyway, but in this case, we don't need it. If we did need this, I'll just show you real quick, because some of you might not. You might buy it from a different source. You just peel off the clear sheet first, lay it down flat on there, push it all around the edges, and then peel off the blue sheet. But I can only give you a visual representation of it because I am not going to use that in this video. With regards to the rest of this screen, The screen came off real clean. It didn't leave behind any adhesive. All the adhesive stuck to the old display, which is great for me, but I am still going to give it a quick brushing down. So just with the brushing down, I'm going to add a bead of isopropyl alcohol all the way down this edge. And then just a very quick brushing with the little horsehair brush. Like I say, all the tools, equipment, and parts are available from our sponsor, Mobile Centric UK. I'll put the link for those in the description below. Carry on brushing around all the edges and just make sure that it's real nice and clean. And that is just about ready for, you know what, I'm just going to run around it. Just because, right, I'm conscious that that brush that I've just used might be a little bit dirty still. And it sometimes leaves behind a bit of residue. So I'm just going to go over and do one last clean with a very clean Q-tip cotton bud, whatever you want to call it. Gunk, gack and adhesive that's stuck on there. I'm going to remove the little piece of film tape all around this back. We'll get all that out of the way. We'll peel off this last sheet as well, and I think that's all of them. I'm just going to make sure that this is sort of that S shape that we need, because that sort of sits in, you see, like that. That cable needs to be an S sort of shape. So we are going to install. So we're going to connect the, oh, actually look, we've got some more tape. The Google Pixel things really like a bit of tape going on there. But yeah, we're going to prop this up. I'm holding it in place, and then I'm just going to connect up the screen, making sure that it pushes down. Don't be tempted at this point to use a metal tool to push this down. It's very easy to pierce that cable or cause damage to this cable around here. Just use something plastic and flat. The spudger is ideal for it. It just fits in, look, and we can just make sure that it's pushed down and connected properly. I'm just going to fold the screen down, look. And just one thing to note as well, look. It says calibration is required after repair, and there's a link attached to this screen here. So we'll do that in a second. I'm just going to prop the screen up behind my mug here. Prop it up like that, and then get hold of our little metal shield. We can push that down. Make sure that it slides under this little bit here. And then we've got that single T2 screw. I really like these repairs because one screw is just, it makes it easy, doesn't it? I don't rate how difficult it was to remove the screen, but that's how it goes sometimes. I mean, for me, it just says that that screen isn't coming off in a hurry. If you drop it, the screen's not going to fall off. So I'm going to just peel off this last bit of film. While I'm doing that, look, when I get to this side, if I keep pulling there, it's going to snag on that cable. So we just got to fold it down, pull it out, and go around like that. Just got to be very careful when we're putting this cable down. Look here, we've already folded it up a little bit, so I'm just going to make sure that that edge and that cable folds in first, so that it doesn't nip on the frame or anything. Just be aware of that, and then the rest of it we'll just secure down with a little press all the way around it, and that's it. We can turn it on, and then, like I say, we've just got to recalibrate it in a minute. Turning it on is just pressing and holding the power button. It should come on. There we go. We've got the Google logo, and then I'm going to plug it in and calibrate it now. So now that we've completed the repair, I'm going to plug this into my PC. I'm going to power the phone off. I'm going to power the phone off the right way. And then I'm going to head to this link. I've got this saved, right? If you have a look, that's the link there. What we're going to do, it tells you the instructions. You've got turn off your device, enter fast boot mode, which you do by pressing, let's get this screen protector thing off. Press power and you press down volume while it's plugged in. It should go into fast boot mode pretty quick as well. There we go. We know it's in fast boot mode because it says fast boot mode right there. Once you've done that, then you can choose connect device, and it'll show up just on a separate little tab thing here. I don't know if this will screen record because I don't know if it's working that way. Choose connect, and then once it's connected, you choose install software. It's installing that. the phone will go off and it'll restart, and that's it, it's calibrated. As easy as that. Job done. Unplug it, give it back to the customer. That's how you replace a Google Pixel 9a front screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.